Again, pleasant day to everyone. So this will now be the third video on the series of lecture regarding data processing and analysis. For this video, I'm going to talk about how to analyze qualitative research. So learning objectives, again, for the overall learning objectives, to discuss the importance and reasons for correct analysis of data, describe the steps in analyzing data, choose the appropriate method of analysis, including statistical tests for a given set of data, and interpret indicator statistics and statistical test results. For this particular video, at the end of the session, the student should be able to identify the proper qualitative analysis for the research and write a data processing and analysis section for his or her research. So when you write a qualitative research, you should pattern it to correct. So consolidate criteria for reporting qualitative research checklist, and make sure that all of these are included in your research protocol or your research paper. So for data analysis, correct is asking that you should include in your methodology, in your write-up, how many data coders coded the data, or did the authors provide the description of the coding tree, and teams identified in advance or derived from the data, what software, if applicable, was used to manage the data. So you might ask, why software? We're looking at qualitative research. So why is there software? For quantitative, we all know that we have, as we discussed in the previous video, we have SPSS, we have GraphPad, we have Stata, we have OpenFM, and the rest for analysis. But for qualitative research, we also have softwares, and I will discuss all of the softwares later on. Did the participants provide feedback on the findings? This is very, very important for qualitative research. So for qualitative research, you have to ensure that the results are given back to the subjects. Before you publish your results or before you finalize your results, you have to give back the results to your subjects and ask them, is this really what you think of when you answer our questions? Does this describe your emotion? Does this describe what you want to convey when you answer our questions? Okay, so you have to give that to the subjects before you write your final research paper. Okay, and for the reporting, where quotations presented, where the data and findings consistent, and where the major themes clearly presented in the findings, is there a description of diverse cases or discussion of minor themes? So all of these should be part of your data analysis. The last part is for the results already. For this one is for the methodology. Okay. So this is the basic data analysis for qualitative studies. So you have interim analysis. When you say interim analysis, this is the analysis that you do while doing the interview. Okay, so while doing the interview, you have to analyze the data already while doing the interview or the focus group discussion, and you have to write that down. So you have to have a transcript when you do your interviewer and focus group discussion, and that transcript should also be presented back to the subjects for clarity of data, to ensure that what you have written in the transcript is really what the subjects want to express as answers to your questions. Okay. Then memoing is like having an index card of taking notes of the important sentences and the important phrases given by the subjects. Then you have coding and developing of the category system. And after the coding, you enumerate how many of the responses belongs to that particular code. And then the last one is abstracting, okay, or defining your minor and major themes. Okay. We have different types of qualitative data analysis, and different types of qualitative data analysis will pertain to the particular type of qualitative research that you are doing. Okay, so we have content analysis, narrative analysis, thematic analysis, discourse analysis, grounded theory analysis, and interpretative phenomenological analysis. Okay, so we will discuss this one by one. For content analysis is actually a quantitative analysis of your qualitative data. Okay, so it examines and quantifies the presence of certain words, subjects, and concepts in text, image, or video, or audio messages. It transforms qualitative input into quantitative data. So for content analysis, you look at the different contents and you try to number them. Okay, so how many give this particular content, how many give this particular words, how many give this particular concept or construct. Okay, so this is mainly used for social media analytics. Okay, so if you are a content creator, then this is what is needed. This is what you need, content analysis. Okay. For content analysis, you can use different software. So you have Lexalytics, WordStar, Discover Text, or Rapid Minor Text Extension. This is an example. This is the website for Lexalytics. This is the website for WordStat. So you can use these softwares to analyze your data. Okay, so even qualitative data have softwares. Narrative analysis is all about listening to people telling stories and analyzing what that means. Okay, so for instance, the narrative of a prisoner trying to justify their crime could provide insight into their view of the world and the justice system. This is one of the best-known qualitative data analysis. For narrative analysis, you have to be a good writer. Okay? You have to have a good grasp of literary terms for you to have a good narrative analysis. Okay. For narrative analysis software, we have Delve. So this is the website for Delve, and Atlas. So this is the website for Atlas. Thematic analysis is one of the most frequently used qualitative data analysis. Almost all qualitative research that I see will make use of thematic analysis. Okay, so this is the most frequently used qualitative data analysis. Okay, so for thematic analysis, you identify, analyze, and interpret patterns in the qualitative data. This is focused on identifying patterns and themes. Okay, it is also one of the most accessible analysis form, meaning you don't have to train your teams on it. Okay, so it's very easy to. You just follow the basic memoing, coding, and then getting the main themes or categorizing your data. Okay. So teams can easily draw important information from raw data, and it's an effective way to process large amounts of data into digestible summaries. For the software, we have the Dovetail and the Thematic, if you want to use software for your data analysis. Discourse analysis is about analyzing language within its social context. Okay. So analyzing language such as conversation, speech, etc. within the culture of the society and the society it takes place. For example, you're going to analyze how a janitor speaks to a CEO or how politicians speaks about terrorism. So if your research aims and objectives involves understanding culture or power dynamics, discourse analysis can be a powerful method. So if you're doing ethnographic research, discourse analysis will be a good qualitative data analysis for ethnographic research. Unfortunately, there's no software for discourse analysis, so you have to do it on your own. Grounded theory analysis, as the term implies, is used for grounded theory qualitative research. Okay, so if you're doing grounded theory qualitative research, then you have no choice but to use grounded theory analysis. Okay, so this is a powerful qualitative analysis method wherein the intention is to create a new theory using the data at hand through a series of tests and revisions. Okay, so this is used primarily, again, for grounded theory qualitative research. So it explains events that can be explained with existing theories, and the findings are tightly connected to the data. The results of data inform and therefore represent the proven state of things, and it's useful methods for researchers that know very little information on the topic. So when you do grounded theory analysis, you have your first set of data, then create a theory from that first set of data. Then after you have created your theory, you again do another interview or another focus group discussion to determine if this theory is valid. Okay, to prove that this theory is valid. If not, then give additional theories. So, and this goes on and on until you have your final research. So that's grounded theory analysis. For grounded theory analysis, you can use Delve or Maxcada. And the last will be the IPA, or interpretative phenomenological analysis. Okay, so as the term implies, This one is used exclusively for phenomenological studies. So if you're conducting a phenomenological study, you have two types of data analysis that you can use. Never use thematic analysis. I always correct that, because when people submit their research proposal, they will have phenomenological study, then thematic analysis. You cannot use thematic analysis for phenomenological studies. Remember, phenomenological studies is you want to look at the experience of the subjects during that particular phenomenon. Okay, so that particular phenomenon should be a life-changing phenomenon. Okay, so that's why you have to use IPA for phenomenological studies and not thematic analysis. Okay, so IPA is designed to help you understand the personal experiences of a subject concerning a major life event, an experience, or a situation. So again, this should be a life-changing situation. You cannot do phenomenological study if it's not a not life-changing situation. Okay. Research involves analyzing people's personal experiences of something that happened to them. So instead of major and minor themes, it uses the term superordinate and subordinate themes. Okay. So reliability and validity. So even if it's a qualitative research, there should always still be reliability and validity. So for internal validity, we have credibility. When you say credibility, your data should be credible. How do you ensure that your data is credible? Okay, so that's the reason why you have to have your transcripts, and you have to have your transcript be confirmed by the subjects. So you're in your methodology, you have to write that you write your transcripts, and then you ask the subjects to verify the transcripts. And for the results, again, you have to give the final results to the subjects and confirm from the subjects, is this really what I want? Is this really what I'm saying? Okay, so that is credibility. So that is equivalent to the internal validity of quantitative research. For external validity, it should be transferable. Meaning, when you say transferable, it should, what happened to that particular group should also happen to another particular group. Okay, so that's transferability. Dependability means that your results are dependable through time. Okay, so even if the same thing happens, again, the same phenomenon happens, then the result should always be the same. Okay, so that's dependability. And confirmability, as just like credibility, so your results should be confirmed by your subjects. Okay. To ensure that all of those above is properly done, qualitative data analysis should always have triangulation. Okay, when you say triangulation, you are not only looking at one set of data and analyzing that set of data. So when you say triangulation, you are looking at the data at different viewpoints. Okay, so you can do triangulation by methods. When you say methods, you can have key informant interview, at the same time focus group discussion, and confirmation by interviewing other people. Okay, so that's by methods. Okay, by theory, you can have different theories that you are looking at when you do your data analysis, when you do your teams and sub-teams. Okay, when you say data, you can have different sets of data. You can have quantitative data and qualitative data to ensure that all the results are the same. And when you say investigator, there should not only be one investigator doing the data analysis. So when you write your data analysis, you have to ensure that numerous investigators are interpreting the data. Okay? So you can have a combination of all of these for your triangulation. So reliability and validity. So again, we have to have qualitative validity, as stated a while ago, qualitative reliability and qualitative generalization for your research when you write your final paper. Okay. So thank you very much for listening. That's it for qualitative data analysis. And this concludes the 3 series of lecture for data processing and analysis. So thank you very much and good luck on your exams.